Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Lost Social 978 here with my opinion on certain things. So I'm going to talk about the format and the top decks and my opinion on them. The fan list is just around the corner. I say like 2 or 3 months from now, most likely a month and a half from now. And with speculation, rumors fly around. This is like a hot year for that. So I want to give you my opinion on the top decks and the format of how it is. 1 year ago, when Kasi, before Upper Deck was in charge of Konami, when Upper Deck is my fault. When Upper Deck was in charge of Yu-Gi-Oh, there were many decks out there, but the one that were prevailing the most was Teledad, when it was merging Gladiator Beasts. Light Swarms was on the rise, but nothing serious at the moment. However, now that Kasi has taken over, Konami, sorry, because I'm a judge of layers and I always say Kasi. Konami has taken over. And now it seems like Light Swarm is pretty much the only thing that hasn't got touched. What? 2 Judgment Dragons? Okay, that's still dangerous. It looks like Adam Korn said that, right? Who's also, by the way, Acorn 1290. If you guys want to find him on YouTube. By the way, nice house. Anyway, I'm on this video. Nice house. Said that, and it seems like Konami is pushing towards Light Swarm to win, and I agree with him. It seems like it's true because look what's going on. What are the things that kill Light Swarm? Dark Arm Dragon, Crush Card Virus, Solemn Judgment, Dark Strike Fighter, Rescue Cat, Cold Wave, stuff like that. Those stuff are pretty much anti-Light Swarm. Who would play Solemn Judgments in a Light Swarm deck? So it's like, and they're pushing towards Light Swarm to win, and it took them this long to get it, apparently, because now Light Swarm just want to Shonen Jump. And was no Twilight. For the first time in, 2 years since the Light Swarm got debuted, it finally won a Shonen Jump. So I guess now that they proved their point, maybe now they can start touching Light Swarm. Light Swarm decks, I like them. It's just, it's a luck sack deck. You can just mill a lot of cards and then, summon JD or Honest. And now that they add Christia, it pretty much gives it more strength. So the thing about Light Swarm is that, one thing about Judgment Dragon is that Judgment Dragon is only good in one deck, and that's Light Swarm. Unless you want to put it in this Dragon deck that I had here with Phantom Chaos, but that's in the works. But it's only universal in one deck, and that's only Light Swarm. Everything else, would you play a Solar Recharge in a Gladiator Beast deck or anything like that? The only universal cards in a Light Swarm are pretty much, I would say, Lilac. I would say Raikou, mostly Raikou, and what else? I'm thinking. Actually, yeah, and Aaron. That's it. That's pretty much the things that you can have pretty much in any single deck and win. But everything else, it's just meant for a deck, any Luna, but what zombies? That's it. But anyways, Light Swarm's a good deck. It probably will get touched. It proved this point. It finally won. So I guess maybe things can, maybe Konami can start looking into that. That's my opinion on Light Swarm. Now, Blackwings. Blackwings, I never played Blackwings before, but I've played against them. And I guess they're just basically like samurais on steroids, and feathers. Because you can just summon Swarm. The only cards that killed me, I feel like, are Pain, are pretty much a Gale, Bora, and Kalu. And, without Whirlwind pretty much makes up the deck. Because Whirlwind can help you search out your stuff like that. And plus, a lot of people play Blackwings because it's cheap. You don't really need to spend $200 on a Blackwing deck. Probably $50 tops can get you, and those $50 pretty much go towards the Synchros and Dark Arm Dragon. That's it. For a classic Blackwing deck, you can spend $50, and you have a Blackwing deck. Basically, that's it, because they're all commons, and rare. That's it. So that's why a lot of people resort to Blackman, especially like I go to locals, and before Blackmans came out, I mean, I've seen a lot of not saying they're bad players, but those are budget players who don't have the top cards and everything. They play random decks, but now that Blackwing's out, it gives them hope. They can actually compete. All they need is just Blackwings. They don't even need an Armor Master actually. You just need the common Blackwings and Synchros, and you're good. And now people are competing, and that's a good thing. Because now it gives people opportunity. But as far as Black Wings goes concerned, maybe if I suggest if they should limited Black Whirlwind, and that's it. Because Icarus attack maybe 1 or 2. I mean stuff like that. Bayou is not really good itself. You just need to get it in the graveyard. But Black Wing is pretty good. It's just that it's good for everybody because anybody like you can just make like a Black Wing deck out of commons and rares and a fun deck. Pretty much basically on Black Wings. That's my opinion on Black Wings. Monarch decks. Monarchs are pretty much they're a hot and cold deck actually. Pretty much whenever the ban list comes out in a new format, people start to speculate that when will Monarchs come back? Because back before Dark Dragon came out, the best deck out there was Monarchs. Mobius, best fellow, saw that Monarchs was the best deck out there. And everybody gives hope that when the new format hits, people are going to be, oh, Monarchs are back, man, Monarchs are back. But apparently no, because, when every time the format hits, Monarchs are just pretty much one of those underutilized decks. They're good, trust me. They're like probably one of the most strategic decks out there. But they just, right now, they just can't compete because it's too slow. Because the format right now is based on beatdown and special summoning, and Monarchs require tribute summoning. I like Monarchs, don't get me wrong. So like, who knows? Maybe next format, maybe Monarchs will come back. You never know. People have been speculating that Monarchs are going to come back every time the format hits, but right now, there are people making decks to put Monarch not becoming a top deck again. So it kind of, loses hope, but don't give up hope on Monarchs, because those are actually good decks. How much minutes?
Like 7:26.
Alright. So that's my opinion on Monarch. That also goes for Chaos decks. Chaos decks are good, but it's just too slow. Now, 2 decks I want to get rid of. Zombies. I think Zombies is pretty much the best. I feel like it's a pretty good deck because it pretty much does everything. You can search out your cards. You could pretty much think of a lot of monsters. You can swarm. The thing is about Comet, it got 3 key cards. You got Plague, Mizuki, and Goblin Zombie. That's it. That is very much those are now beneficial staples. With Card Safe for Turn ban, kind of slows down the draw engine, but not the swarming engine. Now that they brought back Mizuki, but if they brought back Card Safe for Turn, Dex 1 on Mizuki, the deck would be way, way faster than it is today. I guarantee you that. It's fun, and you can become creative with zombies. And I love zombies. I play a zombie deck, I win a lot. And that's a really good deck. It's just, like, they just relies on 3 key cards. If you can hold on, if you can get a Plague and Mizuki, then you win those. Those cards alone win those. And obviously, now that Branag's on there, it's gonna do actually pretty good. So those cards, that's it. And last deck, but not least, my favorite is Gadgets. Anti-meta. Anti-meta is pretty much it's always been, and probably has been, the dark horse in all the format decks because it's underrated. Like, people, you can play it and it wins. It's just that, it's just when you deal with swarm decks like Light Swarm, game 2 or game 3, if you beat your opponent's gonna just go all out. You just have to hope you have a vortex and you need to stop the swarm or stuff like that. But I love anti-meta decks. It's it's pretty much like a bitch slap to people's faces. Sorry about that. It's like a bitch slap. We play Royal Question, bam, just slap them. It just breaks their hearts, and they gotta work around it, and it slows it down. If you put Monarchs in like Gadgets and stuff, that makes Monarchs more formidable.
We're almost at the 10-minute mark.
Alright, but sorry about that. I'm gonna wrap it up here. That's my idea. Those are what I feel about the format and decks. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Peace.